All right, hello everyone. I'm Retrospect Greg, and this is.
BlueStarSaber.
Yep, we're here to discuss the latest One Piece chapter. As you know, it's on break this week. After I finished the Bleach videos, I decided to catch up on One Piece, and because that series isn't finished yet, it's going to be a while before I do videos on them. And even if I do, it's like I don't know if I'd ever finish them, considering the series is over 1,000 chapters.
Yeah, and on the week and just before the weekend, I asked if you would like to do this on my channel, which you have been on before, but you suggested we do it on yours for a change.
Yeah, Yeah, it's I don't think it really matters. I'm just curious to see if people are interested in me discussing One Piece.
Fair enough. That's fair enough. I mean, it's the last of the big three, which you have yet to talk about.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I did Bleach, and I gotta admit with Bleach I was starting to lose interest because, it was like, are we getting to the good stuff here, Kubo, or are you just gonna drag this out?
Well, it seemed like he was just dragging it out with boss fight after boss fight, from the looks of things.
Alright. Yeah. Alright, well I got the chapter open here, so you wanna lead us off?
Sure. Before we get in, I suppose the chapter's cover is Sanji trying to cook a shark with Zoro's sword style, which is
Yeah.
let's see, but yeah, so it's kind of funny
Well,
here.
I could get into my issues with Shanji's character post time skip, but I guess that's for another video for another time.
Oh yeah, I could probably say a few things as well about that, especially when it comes to Punk Hazard. But anyway, so
Yep.
just so the chapter just continues after Nami attacked Uti, and let's see, with Tama, but he's still a bit injured from like the attack. Let's see. However, Big Mom is wondering if Otama is still alive. So Uti prepares to fight Big Mom, and let's see, you have Nami using one of her tornado tempos, while Uti attempts to attack let's see, Nami. However, Big Mom using Napoleon, Prometheus, and Hera combines a homing attack to create some sort of maser cannon, seemingly knocking Uti out of the fight and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's see, with the homies commenting that this is a successful homie, while the beast pirates around are just like in shock that Big Mom has once again taken another one of their forces down, despite the fact that she's supposed to be their ally. Let's see. Big
Yeah.
Mom, let's see, but then Big Mom goes on to check if Otama is all right, but Usopp and Nami are running away from her, and during this, they end up encountering Zeus. With Nami like also noticing that there's also a new lightning cloud. Let's see. With the homies, like, Prometheus talking about how they make up a great team, trying to want to become Hera's boyfriend, but she's not interested in that. And then let's see, Zeus is wondering who this new homie that Big Mom has, but also notices Nami. However, Nami's still angry for Zeus double crossing her, is ignoring him. Let's see. Big Mom notices Zeus, and he tries to get back on her good side. However, Big Mom tells her that he has no more use for her and is replacing her, given the fact that he keeps, due to his constant recent screw-ups and that stuff. And it's replacing her with Hera, and has commanded Hera to eat Zeus up so she can become stronger, since he has a part of her soul. But see, Zeus tries to desperately plead for his life, saying just don't kill me, he won't bother him. But Big Mom is not having it, since, well, that's part of her soul, and she kind of doesn't want to leave that. Leave that behind and that stuff. Let's see. Big Mom tries to take away Otama from Usopp and Nami, with Otama trying to please Big Mom not to hurt her friends. However, let's see, Zeus tries to apologize to Nami. However, Nami's still not gonna to forgive her. But Zeus, realizing that he made a mistake betraying Nami, attempts to sacrifice himself to save her from Big Mom. Tries to do like some sort of like lightning attack. Let's see, in defiance against Big Mom. However, Big Mom grabs him, and he seems to be getting his soul sucked out and eaten up by Hera as Nami tries to make a lightning attack to save Zeus. However, it appears to be too late as he is gobbled up. Well, Otama, and due to this distraction, Otama gets back to Nami and Usopp, with Big Mom notices and saying, "If you're running away from me, that means I have to kill you." And all three of them screaming in shock. However, before the attack, Ritzy arrives. Delivers the building blow. Ritzy Kid arrives, blocking the attack with his punk arm, or Punk Gibson, and attacks Big Mom, telling the Straw Hats to get lost as he deals with Big Mom. With the Beast Pirate shocked with Ritzy acting Kid there, while Usopp and Nami are just happy to see him, since that means they don't have to deal with Big Mom. And the final is a double panel of Ritzy going back to the rooftop of the Skull Dome, where Kaido's just commenting about how, despite Luffy gaining a powerful weapon, he ends up being disappointed and being a bit upset, since it seems he's already won against Luffy, and it's revealed that he's falling down the sky. And to his doom. It's disappointing in the fact that without his body, he cannot show that with Luffy defeated, his crewmates won't give up just so easy. And the chapter ends on the cliffhanger of Luffy falling to his doom. So there we go. I think that covers up the entire chapter.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So yeah, what a cliffhanger. So
yeah, well, it's just one of those things that's moving the story forward. Like Nami and Usopp, I think they're still kind of regarded as probably the weakest of the Straw Hats, or at least
they probably are, to be honest. And let's see. Granted, I was hoping that for this arc, they would at least get to fight someone, and it looked like they were going to be having Ulti in page 1, though it seems like Big Mom finished both of them off for her. But oh well, I guess they did fight them technically, but yeah. So whether or not those two stay down remains to be seen. I mean, Flying Six are supposed to be Kaido's top 6 officers outside of the All Stars. So who knows? So yeah, I think the biggest focus I think on this chapter is probably I'd say it's at least for the most part Zeus, when he finally finds out Big Mom has replaced him.
Yeah, well, with this arc, it feels like Oda's setting things up for the big finale, which lately with the time skip, I've noticed he's had a pattern. He does a short arc and then he does a big arc.
Oh yeah. Yeah, particularly, since, granted, I guess you could argue that, in the beginning of the time skip, it was a little mini arc, then 2 regular-sized arcs, and then 1 mega arc, and then going from small to big mega arcs again, like that. It's become a trend since Dressrosa, at least.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Well, One Piece is... here's the thing. Like I said, I haven't done a video on it because the series isn't finished yet. And not to mention, the copyright bots are a little, how shall I say, they can be very annotative about series that are not concluded yet.
Fair enough. That does explain a few things, but yeah.
Yeah, the other thing was, with this arc, it's like we're finally getting rid of the last of the Emperors. I think after this, Luffy has to meet Shanks, but...
Yeah. And there's also Blackbeard, so yeah. But I do believe that
Blackbeard is going to be the end, I think.
Fair enough. Possibly. Though I am curious to see if Ian might be also a possible final villain. The mysterious person who sits on the empty throne for the world government. But...
Well, I think with Blackbeard, I'm with pirates, where do you go from Blackbeard?
Yeah. But it's from what I could tell from this chapter, as we know, Kid is facing Big Mom, but I think from the previous chapter, Law was going to try and join Kid in taking her down. So it seems like Law and Kid, the other two big pirates of like Luffy's generation, versus her while he takes on Kaido by himself. But yeah. Anyway, so with like one thing I want to comment on, it seems like, do you think Zeus is actually dead?
I doubt it, considering that's not what Oda does.
I mean, it does it on very few rare occasions, but I'm not sure if it's going to be like this. Because I assume he just got into a relationship. He just got associated with Straw Hats. Granted, Nami seems to like not forgiving him, but who knows? But yeah, so I could possibly see Zeus going back to Nami. But yeah, if not, I guess if Zeus is dead, you could, I suppose, technically count it. Let's see, as a death of a Straw Hat, which I know some people theorize that there's going to be a Straw Hat that dies, but then again, I'm not entirely convinced since it's One Piece and, well, all the Straw Hats have to complete their goals in the end.
Well, the other thing was with the ending of the chapters is your classic. Oh no, hero is going down, but he's gonna get back up.
Yeah, but I have to. Yeah, it's definitely that with One Piece. In fact, this is very similar to what I think happened with Alabasta, where Luffy fought Crocodile twice, but then losing, and then fought him a third time before winning. It's very similar. Like first time, he had no idea how to fight. Let's see, Crocodile, and then this is the same case with Kaido in the first act of Wano. Let's see, he just raged in and then got one shot with being careless. This time, let's see, granted, he was aided by some of the other members of the Warriors generation, including Zoro, but then he figured out how to do like the hockey he needs to take on Kaido. Granted, he's knocked out, so yeah, but he's been defeated. So yeah, this time, after losing twice to Kaido, Luffy would probably finally figure out what he needs to do in order to beat him for good. So, granted, I assume that, let's see, if I had to guess, I assume that we are pretty much near the end of Act 3, and let's see, Act 4 will begin probably very soon, where we'll probably have Luffy probably absent for a bit of it since he's been knocked out, and then come out more the later half, I think, to take down Kaido.
Well, yeah. The other thing was with Luffy. It's always like Oda will. It's like it's classic shonen. You knock your hero out for a little bit so the other characters can do something.
Yeah, or keep him away from the fight, which kind of.
It's like with how in the Frieza saga, Dragon Ball, Goku is like healing for a little while so the other characters can fight Frieza until Goku's like well again.
Well, I've not yet read that part of Dragon Ball Z, so I can't really comment since I'm one of the few people that haven't read. But I do know similar situations such as Naruto in both the Pain arc and the War arc, where the initial phase.
Well, he has Naruto out of the picture, so somebody else can fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a common shonen thing where it's like your main hero. You don't want your main hero to be there right away, so you have to have to wait. You have to take him out of action so the other characters can do something.
Yeah, but granted, there might occasionally be like a warm-up fight for the main character, but there's not the case for Luffy in this arc. But yeah, it's pretty much his priority is the Yonko. Now. Let's see, one thing I do like about this chapter, I do kind of like how Big Mom did this sort of combo attack with her three homings. It's kind of like some sort of a laser beam attack with the Mesa cannon. I think that's one of my favorite cannons for this.
Well, one thing I've been with One Piece, it's just I think they have to. Oda, the mangaka schedule is very taxing, and Oda is able to get at least a week off every month compared to other offers, which is
Which also means that his manga, let's see, will take probably longer to do than probably what he wants to do, because I think he said he wants to end it in 5 years. Though I assume that It'll probably be at least to maybe 2027, which would be a bit fitting, as that will be the 30th anniversary of One Piece.
Yeah, One Piece. I don't. If I'm gonna make a claim, I think Boruto will end before One Piece does.
Yeah, that is a Shonen Jump, and Studio Pirate will let it, but no, I was like,
I don't know. How's that series doing? I hear it's like not breaking records, but it's doing just well enough to not be canceled.
From my understanding, it's gotten a few sales slightly up since Kishima's return, but it's still in the very nowhere near the Naruto or early Naruto heydays, or even the initial Boruto volume sales. So, from my understanding, it seems like some of the more commercial stuff has like kept it intact for the moment, though. And like the anime, but then again, I think as chat said, I think when we did that Kishimoto's return stream, let's see, it's mostly because it's not really got much competition. But yeah, I'm not seeing it end anytime soon. Let's see, so yeah, but yeah, I expect it probably at least. Let's see. Usually, monthly mangas usually try to go up for at least 100 chapters, like Fullmetal Alchemist and Attack on Titan, which that ended like a month ago. Which it ended poorly, but heck, depending on who you ask. But yeah. So, out of curiosity, who do you think will be? So, do you think since we know that Luffy will be taking down Kaido, you think this will be the first opponent Luffy deliberately kills in the match? Because I think Kaido and let's see is clearly not really someone you want to keep alive for future arcs and stuff after this.
Well, he could go with the Luffy doesn't kill him, but something happens to him that forces him to die. For all I know, like here's the thing: like this is the end of the Emperors. I think Blackbeard's going to be the only one left. Actually, there's also Shanks because I remember. What was it? What chapter was it where they set him up and he hasn't appeared yet? Because Luffy and Shanks still haven't met from chapter 1, I think.
Yeah. Let's see. I believe it was around 903 or 906, maybe 903. I think. I know one where Luffy was declared the 5th Emperor. He said, "We'll be meeting soon, Luffy," and then a few chapters afterwards, he ended up meeting with the Gorosei or the 5 Elders, depending on which translation.
So my guess is at some point, this is based on a 5-act Japanese play, so we got 2 more acts for this.
Yeah, Act 3 ending in a tragedy, from what I'm told. That's usually what happens in these types of plays, apparently. And it may be possible Luffy's apparent death might be the tragedy, though some wondered if it was going to be some of the scabbards dying or something, though.
Well, with Luffy, it's like some people have been debating on if any of the Straw Hats will die at the end of the story, and it's like, well, maybe Luffy, because it's like he's done so many abilities that have basically shortened his lifespan, even though that's one of the most basic shonen powers. I go, okay, you do this, but your lifespan is going to be shortened.
Fair enough. Well, granted, we have no idea how long Luffy might have as a lifespan, given the fact that he's a D. And we don't exactly know all the aspects of those who possess the will of D yet.
If nobody dies this arc, I'd be disappointed. Yeah, who do you want to die this arc, like, if anybody?
Well, we only had like one death with like that. Let's see, that smiling guy that Zoro met. I've forgotten his name. Let's see, Lord Yashi, I think. If I had to guess, I assume some of the scabbards would die. Maybe Ashura, that big pink-haired dude that got burned by Kanjuro. Let's see. I assume that he's probably dead. I assume Orochi and Kanjuro will bite the dust.
Yeah. Well, one thing I've always wondered, like, can you imagine if Blackbeard, like, killed Shanks in front of Luffy? Like,
I think Luffy would probably be just as furious as he was when, I think Luffy would just be as furious with him as he was when, Blackbeard was when he met Blackbeard and Imperial down for kidnapping Ace and leading to his eventual death.
Well, yeah. Well, Luffy still has to fight, what's his name? The guy who killed Ace?
Akainu, which...
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how eventually I assume that the Straw Hats with their allies will eventually have some big battle, sort of like war arc thing, like the Battle of Marineford, where they go up against the Marines. But I'm not sure when they're going to do that. That might be before or after they find the One Piece.
Yeah.
Let's see. Now, let's see. So Random Gum saying a Scabbard or a Supernova. At the moment, I'd say a Scabbard is more likely to die. Let's see.
Oh,
Since many of them have talked about how they're prepared to die in this arc, so yeah.
yeah. With One Piece, it's like, it's like you got to have patience for this series. You really do. You gotta, because it's like, who would have guessed this series would go on past 1,000 chapters?
Let's see. I guess maybe when people read it was before the time skip. Let's see, but back when Marineford happened, I believe it was a 13-year run. I think nobody really assumed it then, but here we are now. Granted, I think the one thing that's probably been amazing about One Piece is that despite the fact that it's gone for nearly, let's see, about 23 years, it's not really lost any of its like popularity or quality compared to like some of the other big shonen mangas.
Well, like Bleach.
Yeah, or eventually Naruto after its controversial ending.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Naruto in Japan. If it's still doing okay, I think from what I see, Dragon Ball makes more money than any other series combined, which is impressive.
Yeah. Oh, at least no, I believe that One Piece still has the sort of like home run of like its own country's territory since it's big there.
Well, One Piece is more like One Piece gets most of its sales from Japan. Like like with series like Dragon Ball and Naruto, they had worldwide popularity.
Yeah. Though it should be noted that the Japan sales matter more than the national sales, because Studio Pierrot and Red Sea Nut and the Jump learned when it came to Naruto. But yeah.
Well, yeah, I think but that's a discussion for another time.
Yeah. So yeah.
I think like with One Piece, it's like I don't think there's going to be any ship ending. I don't think anybody's going to end up together because I don't think that's really what the series is about.
No, let's see. Oh, Matt, I think Oda once got fan mail from like fangirls asking for more romance, but he just said he's not. That's not what he's writing. So there might be some subtle romances there, here and there, but nothing. I think that's going to be focused on like at least the main Straw Hats, at least, or at least Luffy in particular.
Well, if I remember, there was something I kind of interpreted as a Luffy Nami tease. It was, what chapter was it when what was the person's name that like separated all the Straw Hats before Luffy went to find Ace?
Bartholomew Kuma?
Yeah, that's it. Like, it's been a while since I've read that.
Fair enough.
Yeah, like there was when he's about to like make Nami disappear, like Luffy reaches out to her and she reaches out to him. It's like it's kind of a moment that you could interpret as a shipping moment, but it doesn't have to be.
Okay, fair enough. Well, it'll be interesting. I mean, Nami has been one of the most devoted to like Luffy about him being the Pirate King, as we saw briefly earlier in this arc when Uchi said, say your captain won't become the Pirate King," and she did it anyway. But yeah.
One thing I've got to say about well, I guess I'll just go into Sanji now. Like, it's always annoying how like Sanji still has that weakness where it's like, when he comes to woman, he becomes like a complete he just like freezes up. Like,
oh yeah, especially with that flying six, that spider.
Like, I think he's fine when he's like not when he's being serious, but every time he starts like going like, "Oh, Nami," it's like, good God, you're still doing this?
Yeah, it's honestly, let's see. I haven't seen some Sanji fans also getting fed up with that, but let's see.
It's like how Kishi would refuse to have Sakura get over Sasuke.
Yeah. Granted, this is probably not as bad.
Not as bad as that, but it's like that.
But I suppose on the plus side, it did allow Nico Robin to get a fight after so many.
Oh yeah, Nico Robin was never did anything for a while, and and Chopper has just felt kind of there for a while.
No, granted, he did get a bit of a moment a few chapters back with it when he.
Yeah, that was the first time in a while because lately it just felt like he's just sort of been there.
I guess that's what happens when you have too many characters. But anyway.
Well, yeah, that's the problem. It's like I mean, One Piece is going to have 11 crew members because they did say Oda did say Luffy didn't count as one of the 10 people he was going to recruit.
Yeah. Many are theorizing which Yamato, who may encounter Kaido up on the top of the on the skull dome now that Luffy's fallen off. So she'll probably fight Kaido for a bit. But anyway, I'm just wondering, just to get back on the topic of the context of the chapter, since Ulti appears to be knocked down by Big Mom, let's see, and Nami and Usopp running away from the Big Mom and Kid fight. What do you expect to happen to those two going forward in this arc? Do you think they're going to fight anyone else, or you think they're just going to be there?
Who?
Nami and Usopp.
Who can say? Because it's like with Nami and Usopp, it's like, they just it feels like every time Oda tries to give them something to do, he just doubles back on not doing it.
Yeah, that does seem to be the case. So I do. My best get is they're going to try and at least get Tama to all those, let's see, gifters who have eaten her dango just so she can finally take control of them and, help turn the tide on the numbers at least. In the arc, as one of the recurring themes of this arc is that pirates always betray one another. And as we've seen, the beast pirates have been betraying their allies and even amongst themselves a bit, with Kaido turning on Orochi, which results in him trying to burn the whole place down. Let's see, Queen using the waiters and the pleasures as disposable tools. And after Chopper saves them, they've turned on Queen and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm a bit curious to see if Big Mom and Kaido eventually have a bit of a double cross with each other, since she did technically now attack two of Kaido's top men, but at the moment we just have to wait and see what's going on.
Yeah. Just the with One Piece, it's like what's the big selling point? What aspects of it sell the most, merchandise wise, over in Japan?
I'm not very certain, to be honest. I haven't really looked into the merchandise when it comes to One Piece. But from what I can, but I do know that there was some sort of noodle TV ad. It was where everyone was in high school a while back. So, but no, it seems like One Piece can use a variety of merchandise to sell itself. So, yeah.
Yeah, just the.
Sorry, go on.
Well, I would say that with One Piece, it's just, it's worldwide appeal because, when it comes to killing, one thing I've learned is that this goes way back to Sherlock Holmes. It's when you kill a beloved iconic character, people don't take it well.
No, not really. You could even see the same case with Luke Skywalker could have been an example.
Well, actually, I think the example I know of most, I'm not sure if you're familiar with Transformers, but when they...
Oh, yeah, Optimus Prime. Yeah, I watched that movie.
Yeah.
Hasbro were trying to, for the third season, make new room for toys, so they decided to have all the old Autobots killed off. However, they did not count on the fact that because they viewed them as toy ads, really. It shows toy ads and the robots as toys to be sold. However, they did not count on the fact that kids at the time would form attachment to said characters, and when they killed them off, you had little boys crying out of the cinemas, and parents writing angry complaints to the company for killing off their beloved characters, particularly Optimus Prime.
Well, they brought Optimus back a few months later because of the backlash.
Well, they brought him back by the end of the third season, which now I'm not sure how many episodes that took, but yeah, they eventually did bring him back.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's a funny story. Like, yeah, because like it's something I've always noticed is like every time you try to kill off like your old characters to make room for new characters, people don't take that well. Yet people keep making that mistake.
Well, it's an attempt of trying to do, I suppose, shock humor to do the story, which I think one of the reasons why Boruto isn't doing so well is that its first chapter tried to tease the idea of Naruto and Sasuke being dead.
Well, I'm just like, who could kill them at this point?
Granted, you could, yeah, true, but I guess this might also be why. No, granted, Oda probably had Sabo planned for a while, but after once he killed Ace, let's see. I guess you could say he had Sabo, be sort of like the new Ace, as a sort of like as a way of like Ace may be gone, but here's his successor kind of thing. But yeah, but I don't expect Ace to come back. I mean, I think that would ruin the emotional climax of like the Marineford arc.
Yeah. Well, the other thing about One Piece is just that, you know, I don't think Oda's going to let a sequel happen. You know, just the other, you know, like how Naruto got Boruto or Bleach. Well, Bleach didn't really get a sequel. It's just gotten like some spin-offs here and there.
Yeah, a few novels and I think a mini manga series called Burn the Witch. I don't.
Yeah. Burn the Witch, I think it's called. That's it's actually set in the same universe as Bleach.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What's going on with the anime of the last arc? Because then again, I mean, know with the COVID-19 pandemic, I'm going to assume it got pushed back a little while.
Let's see, that's what I assume has happened, and the random guy has just said 2-piece.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see, given how long One Piece is, I doubt One Piece would ever have like a mega spin-off or anything like that. At best, probably have just a few mini, let's see, manga series or maybe novels at best.
That's what I was like, why didn't they just do that with Naruto? But it's like, it's too late now. They can't do it now.
No. At the moment, I don't know. I don't know. They seem to think they seem to be on the. My guess is they thought they could, capitalize on Narahina and just have like a Narahina kid and all that stuff. But let's see. But given how they just tried, given how much of a mess they made of the ending and how they got that to happen, I think it ended up just screwing up. And yeah, I'd say with the current canon-wise, with Boruto, it's not going to do anything that's going to appeal to people that aren't like, Narahina fans. So
I don't know anything about that because it's like, I don't really read Boruto.
Yeah.
I mean, apparently, although considering that Naruto gets me views, I guess I might have to at some point.
Possibly, though. My guess is just probably maybe finally do a review on the movie, I guess.
Yeah, I've considered that, but it's like the movie. What with One Piece? It's like how many like One Piece. What's hard for people to get into with One Piece is because just how long it is. Like, with Dragon Ball, like they split the series into two animes, like Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. And Naruto had to do that with Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. But I'm like, but One Piece, they didn't do that. They didn't do like a new series after the time skip. They just kept it the same. So because of that, it's like One Piece is almost at 1,000 episodes.
Well, I think to be fair, Dragon Ball and Naruto, well, the mangas never really did that. It was just the animes that did that. But
yeah,
of course, because it became so associated with Dragon Ball, they ended up just, for like at least Western perspective, split it between Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z with the manga volumes. Dragon Ball, I'm not sure if it's the same with the manga in Japan. And with Naruto volumes, they kept it as like Naruto throughout, at least in the manga. Though for part 2, they did change the corner covers from like white to black. So as a way of differentiating between the two and all that stuff.
Yeah, well, I think that's the same with the Dragon Ball manga. It's like the ones that cover the original series are red, and the ones that cover that what the anime calls Z are white. I don't know if that's actually a thing with the Japanese volumes, but that's how it is with the American volumes.
But yeah, from what I can tell, the volumes for Japan are very different from, let's see, how the volumes are done in like America and all that stuff. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So let's see. I'm trying to see, but yeah, if One Piece was to try and do it to differentiate from the original timeline and the time skip, the anime probably should have done One Piece New World or something, but they didn't, and here we are now.
Yeah, but they decided not to do it because it's been so long already. But what I've noticed with Toei is they don't do filler arcs like they do, like Studio Pro would do for Naruto and Bleach. They just drag it out by doing one chapter per episode, and because you can read on one chapter in about say 5 to 10 minutes, that means they just stretch out scenes longer than they were in the manga.
Some cases they do it for half a chapter. Sometimes it's half a chapter. Let's see where they do that.
Well, you just say if they with Dragon Ball, they just did one chapter per episode, even though it was sometimes adding filler was as simple as just adding more techniques to a fight that weren't in the manga.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I will admit. Though, granted, I do like it at least in the Wano arc with the recent anime. I'm not really caught up at the moment, but I do like how they've added some extra action scenes for the certain fights, which felt like they ended too quickly in the manga, which I'm all for. I mean, in many ways, this is what I'd rather animes do when it comes to expanding on the canon materials. Just expand the action scenes, not really interfering with what the character. Literally twisting what the characters do or say, which happened with Naruto a bit, but
yeah. Okay. Yeah. It was I'm probably lately I've been doing back to what I was saying about when you kill beloved characters. It's I'm doing a video on The Last of Us Part 2 real soon, and they're not to give anything away, but something like that happens, and it was
oh yeah, I know that the character. I know at least somewhat the story of The Last of Us 2. I mean, I've never played the games, but I remember the controversy for that.
Yeah, I think last year it was all anyone talked about.
Let's see. Yeah, it definitely became and it also became a bit of a conflict between game critics and gamers, since, most of the game critics...
Yeah, that whole thing, I was I just stayed out of it, because it was that whole thing was this ain't my fight.
Yeah, the only time when I, talked about it is when I ended up arguing with someone about a particular, topic, but I'm not going to put it on here, but yeah. About The Last of Us 2, but yeah. By the way, interesting thing here is Random Guy has also said that there's a novel about Ace's journey, I think, which I believe he's referring to the... Let's see,
the thing about some of those novels is that they don't always get translated to America.
Yeah. Though the Ace ones did, and I think the Dr. Stone mangaka is also adapting manga chapters of them.
I remember when the Naruto ended, they were starting to translate some of the novels over here, but they just kind of stopped.
I have to admit, it was a bit weird, especially the Hinata wedding novel, since you'd think since the whole reason they probably did it was did Nahina ending was to try and appeal to Westerners.
I do think that was a factor. Yeah, they wanted to. I do think that Hinata being so unexpectedly popular was a reason why they went with that.
But yeah.
Well, it was even though I don't know. Apparently, from what I've seen about Boruto, is that they've actually had to focus on Sasuke and Sakura more than Naruto and Hinata, because Sasuke Sakura actually sells a little better. Actually sells in Japan compared to Naruto and Hinata, and I don't know why, because I've made my feelings about Sasuke and Sakura quite clear.
I'm not sure. It's possible that it might just be just Sasuke fans in general there, but from my understanding, it's still not as let's see. From my understanding, what it is though that pairing is popular in Japan, I don't think it was as popular as Naosaku was, or any of the other, or like Sasunaru or Kakashi and Ruka for that much. But yeah, my guess is just like if I had to guess, it's just maybe just I'm not really sure. It might just be some cultural aspect, which is maybe a bit but which maybe be a bit but maybe that's not like the topic to have on this stream or not. But yeah, Banster Dalai Lama is asking what we talking about. Well, we're supposed to be talking about the latest chapter of One Piece.
Well, yeah, it's just there's really not much to say about this chapter because it's just a basic things are going badly kind of chapter.
Yeah, I guess let's see. We're gonna have to you're gonna have to change the title from a brief summary of like the latest One Piece chapter to One Piece discussion.
Yeah, I probably should.
Yeah.
Like I said, I haven't done a review of One Piece yet because it's not finished yet, and I have no idea when it will be finished.
Who knows? If I had to guess, if like the Wano arc ends either this year or the beginning of next year, I suppose you could do a review on the Wano arc as a brief report.
What do you think? Will Boruto come in big through with MHA and Black Clover? I don't think so.
No, I wouldn't say Boruto is even close to being a part of the big three.
The Boruto is basically, from what I said this before earlier in the stream, but it's like it's not breaking records, but it's not doing bad enough to be canceled. That's basically it. Just exists.
Yeah. No, at the moment, let's see now whether or not that means how long it will last remains to be seen. Though I do know, let's see, like when we discussed, a few months back. Apparently, some fans in Japan were not happy with Kishimoto's return.
Yep. Is there going to be an act break? Possible because, I think. Well, this is 5 acts, right? So I'm going to 5 Act 5 will be short.
Yeah, the Act 5 will probably be the epilogue where everyone's recovering, rebuilding Wano. A little build up to the next arc, and the Straw Hats say their goodbyes to certain friends and possibly get a new crew member or something.
Yeah.
The Yamato, depending on who you ask.
Yamamoto, yeah. Like, after that, it'll be, Luffy will have found 10 people, and then, like I said, there will probably be a short arc, like just like a little briefer arc, like he's been doing, and then after that will be the final arc, which will last for a few years, I think.
Okay, I'm wondering what this hashtag Warlord Raid is. Is that about the 7 Warlords of the Sea, or is it something I've not heard of?
I don't know, but this is the basic end of the the 4 Emperor saga, I think it's called.
Yeah.
And Luffy just became the 5th Emperor, so all that's left Blackbeard is going to survive because I don't think Luffy versus Blackbeard is going to be the fight. Oh, thank you. Warlord Raid. Oh, yo.
Okay.
Oh, thanks.
Okay, thank you. So, let's see. Sorry. Let's see, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right, thanks.
But usually when from what we've seen from like the previous 2, when Act 1 and Act 2 ended, we got at least 1 or 2 chapters exploring the world outside of One Piece, at least outside of Wano, where we saw Blackbeard's first appearance and Gecko Moria for like the end of Act 1 and between Act 2. And then for like the end of Act 2 and the beginning of Act 3, we had, the Warlords disbanding, someone dying at the Reverie, and something happened to Saba. And also to Phoebe and Alabasta or something. And then we also got, an info dump on the Yonko's bounties, as well as their past, in which they were all under the same pirate crew, under a man named Rox, or Sabak D. Rox, and he was Roger's first and most formidable rival that it took both him and Garp to defeat him. Though granted, he was also aided by Whitebeard, Big Mom, and Kaido at the time.
Yeah, well, with One Piece, it's like, I don't know if Big Mom's gonna die because Oda doesn't kill most of his villains. He just kind of like has them, live, but with no knowledge that their dream will never come true because that's more karmic for them.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't even think Luffy killed Arlong.
Let's see. No, he's got knocked out. Granted, it seemed that Holy Jones assumed that Arlong was dead at this point, though. I don't know. As far as I can tell, he's still in prison somewhere. I mean, I doubt we're ever going to see Arlong again in the main timeline and all that stuff. But yeah, the only villains that I can think of that have died, let's see, Virgo and Monet from Punk Hazard. But that's because Oda couldn't figure out how to keep them off of Dressrosa when he's already defeated them.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think with Oda, it's like One Piece is still doing pretty well manga-wise. I mean, it's not doing as well as it was doing about 10 years ago. But I think just the whole series just peaked there in terms of quality and sales.
Yeah. Let's see. I think that was just mostly because it was like, and also you're getting a lot of new fans joining One Piece at the time because everyone was talking about the Marineford arc and all that stuff.
Yeah, that was probably when One Piece was at its peak.
Okay. Let's see. Some people have been hoping for, like, in the comments are saying they're hoping for a Rocks sort of like flashback of Kaido, and apparently hoping that with like Bastina Delama saying I'm hoping for it too, to be honest, because Rocks should play an integral role in shaping Kaido's personality, especially Rocks' defeat and eventual betrayal that he faced. I'm not sure how much Rocks will have an influence on Kaido. I think what many people are theorizing is that Blackbeard has some connection to Rocks, possibly his son, maybe.
Yeah, I agree. Well, Blackbeard, like I keep saying, he's not going to be dealt with in this arc. He's grand finale, I think.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
because like I keep saying, with Pirate, like actually that was a pretty big moment this arc where you actually got to see Blackbeard in the time after the time skip for the first time.
Uh-huh.
And
oh yeah.
So what I'm guessing is with the final arc is like Oda's going to try to give each of the Straw Hats one final fight.
Hopefully. Let's see. It doesn't screw up like Naruto and Bleach did.
Naruto and Bleach, it was like when I remember like when it was Itachi and Sasuke versus Kabuto, I was like, you could have had Sakura and Kakashi fight Kabuto, give somebody else a term who wasn't Sasuke for once.
Oh yeah. But yeah, that's definitely a discussion that we could have in another stream. But yeah,
it could fail. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I think the current raid on Ashina could fail. It's very possible that might be why. That might be the end of Act 3. Is that the raid initially fails? From my understanding, Oshimashigima is currently flying towards the capital of Wano. For all we know, it could actually drop on it and like kill many people on the capital of Wano, and it like ends the act there, and a sort of tragedy of like many innocent citizens of Wano killed by Kaido's dropping island.
So I'm gonna ask, how many chapters do you think this arc has left?
I'm gonna say at least 50. 50 or less. 50 or less.
All right, so it'll go into next year.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, I could see it possibly going to the beginning of next year, but I don't think it'll be too long next year.
Yeah,
I definitely say Act 3 will end this year. When it's going to end, I assume it's probably going to be in a few chapters. Given what happens to Luffy here. Now, Act 4, I think it'll probably be about at least 20 or 30 chapters, possibly of just like dealing with all the remaining beast pirates, and I suppose Big Mom pirates that need to be taken care of. Oh, by the way, I think Paris Sparrow might end up biting the dust at the end of this arc, since Cat Viper is now going to try and avenge, Pedro. So who knows?
I can't understand Blackbeard. He talked to Luffy about dreams, like he is a good guy and then becomes a villain. I'd like to know more about it. I was like, well, I mean, everybody, even like when it comes to pirates, everybody knows Blackbeard. He's like the most famous mythical pirate of all time.
And he was actually a real pirate, to be fair.
He was. Yeah, like it's like, and every time there's a pirate story, like Blackbeard is always like the big one. He's the because he's the pirate.
If I had to guess on Blackbeard on the whole dream thing, I think he does. Let's see, he won't mock people's dreams, but I think he will always prioritize his dreams above everyone else, which is for him, I think, ruling the world. I think.
Well, yeah. Oh, this is definitely going to end with the Big Mom and Kaido defeated, because all that's going to be left is Luffy, Shanks, and Blackbeard. And what happens to Shanks, I don't know, because I think Luffy and Shanks are going to meet at the end of this arc. I really do.
Very much possibly, but yeah. But either that or they meet up in the following arc, but yeah.
Because we haven't seen what Shanks can do, because I remember when he showed up in the Imperial Down arc, I think it was, like, everybody just ran because they were like, oh shit, it's Shanks.
Okay. Oh yeah. Well, Marineford, but yeah, he ended an entire war and just after fighting Kaido for a bit, and I think Kaido put him as one of the only 5 individuals he could think that could possibly beat or maybe kill him, which was Roger, Rocks, Whitebeard, Odin, and Shanks.
Well, yeah, that's with Blackbeard. I think Blackbeard's just been manipulating things. He's like been biding his time, because, well, like, do you think this series is going to end with them finding the One Piece, or that's going to be just a kickstart at the beginning?
I can see it both ways. I can see it being like the last thing, but given the fact that there seems to be this big mystery behind the One Piece and the Void Century, it's very possible that it might be it's either the beginning or maybe the midway of like the final arc of Saga, and the follow-up thing happens where let's see, the One Piece will shake up the world and change it for possibly the better, because that's what happened with, like, Straw Hats and that stuff. They go to one place, they make, let's see, that's been a bit of chaos, or been a long time in chaos, and then they make it better, or like they free it from like some tyrannical reigns. So it wouldn't be surprised that if once the One Piece is found, it's when you get maybe like possibly afterwards the world government, at least in its current form, or at least the Celestial Dragons, collapse and stuff. Because it seems that, from what I recall, the Revolutionary Army's main goal isn't exactly the collapse of the world government, but more the fall of the Celestial Dragons.
Yeah. How many people are watching this right now? I can't see the number.
I could try and quickly search up your channel on my phone and see how many people are viewing. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just let's see. Greg. Apparently, 7 people are currently watching.
Oh, okay, nice. Okay. It's gotten me a few subs actually.
Okay.
I don't know. It's like, well, with One Piece, it's just like, well, it's like with Luffy, his character is like, with Luffy, it's just, we know he's gonna be, he's still got some, steps to go. He's still, he's got like his Super Saiyan power up coming, I think.
Gear 5, I believe people are theorizing it's going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, Bastard Dalama says it's 4, and I'm just looking, and yeah, that's at the moment the case. Let's see. He's also commented that he used to think finding the One Piece will lead to a massive fight against the world government, but with the latest Moji theory on it, maybe not. But yeah. No.
Well, I'm hoping that. Well, here's what I think. I'm hoping that after the big war is over, Oda does a few chapters to dedicate to cleaning up, like giving some resolution to all that stuff about the world government,
Oh,
and all that.
yeah, not leave it to like all these spin-off books, which Naruto and Bleach did.
Well, actually, did those two? I mean, yeah, with Naruto, I remember they. Though, did they Did Naruto even really change anything from the? Because it seems like he's just inherited the old status quo. They just don't do.
That seems to be the case. It seems that the only difference is the five nations are getting along and that technology has advanced.
Yeah.
Let's see, with Bleach, I haven't really know. I mean, I've got two of the novels. Let's see, and I think the third one is out at least, but I just not bought it yet. But I have not really seen what the world of Bleach has been since it's after the Blood War.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping Bleach's anime, whenever that comes out, is that they'll expand on the ending a little bit and maybe have Rukia fight with Ichigo at the end instead of Renji, because that pissed me off.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah. Oh, by the way, Bastion and Dalai Lama says, but if the 5 years thing with One Piece ending, Luffy needs to reach, the upper tier ASAP, and he now has the platform to do so. So I honestly believe no matter how unlikely it seems, Luffy will beat Kaido in a 1v1, but afterwards all has been hammered way too many times that it isn't possible. Well, given how, Luffy was able to do something with his Conqueror's Haki to wound Kaido, I assume that, he's going to beat him one-on-one. After that, I think Luffy's remaining opponents are going to be Akainu, possibly, someone from CP0, or maybe the world government's secret, secret leader, Im-sama, and maybe also Blackbeard. Maybe a few others in between, but yeah, I'd definitely say Luffy has at least 2 or 3 big opponents left to do after this arc.
Yeah. All right. Well, we've been going for almost an hour, so you got any closing thoughts?
Well, for this chapter, I think I'll give it a 9.5 out of 10, mostly due to the fact of the cliffhanger, where it's you see Luffy's been defeated, and it looks like he's falling to an impending doom. Now, he's not going to die, we all know that, but it's
he's not going to die.
But it definitely raises the stakes a bit. Luffy's out of the fight. Kaido looks like he's about to try and make his next move, and all that stuff. And I did also like the stuff with Big Mom combo attack and the Zeus and the stuff with Zeus where he tries to get back to Big Mom, but she's not having it. Tries to get back to Nami, not having it, but tries to make amends to Nami at least, and possibly may or may not be dying. So yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
The 5 elders. I don't know. Are they going to be fought, or does Luffy? Or are they just going to?
It remains to be seen. I mean, they've been one of the biggest mysteries of One Piece since their introduction.
Yeah, I'm not sure how Oda plans to utilize them exactly.
I mean, the Reverie or Levely arc, depending on what translation you said, revealed that they are world nobles, though they're the 5 elder nobles or something. But yeah, I assume they probably have some sort of interaction with Luffy, since they've been so much fed up with Luffy's constant chaos and interference with their plans and the 3 great powers and all that stuff. So
yeah,
and it looks of it, they seem to be a bit more battle scarred and more willing to fight compared to the other world nobles, at least. So
yeah,
one of them does hold a sword, so that might imply some sort of battle history with them. But
yeah, it's just like I said, it all depends on how they're utilized, because it's just it's oh boy, it's just it's it feels like we've got a lot to cover before we end.
Yeah. So maybe that Oda might rush a bit on the action at least, but we'll have
Don Flamingo. What happened to him after Dressrosa? Did he?
Gone to Imperial Down. Let's see, the lowest level.
Okay.
And from what it implied, he seems to be under the guard of now Vice Warden Milligan, because it seems the World Noble are sending assassins to silence him from the secret that they have up in there.
Yeah, with One Piece, it's like, here's the thing: there's like so much happens that I have a hard time remembering everything. That you gotta really pay attention with One Piece, because things you think are unimportant could be important.
Oh yeah. But I suppose that is sort of one of One Piece's stronger qualities, is that it does do much better world building than most other mangas.
Oh yeah, it actually utilizes its world building.
Yeah, and not to mention, definitely builds up future opponents. So you don't have to worry about bad guys running out just at all at the moment, which seems to happen with most other shonen manga.
Yeah. All right. Well, after this, I gotta go record some more games for future reviews.
Fair enough.
You got anything you want to say?
No, thank you for discussing One Piece with me. Granted, I expected this to be a short chapter review, but I guess when it comes to
I'll be back. It's possible.
Yeah. But yeah. So, well, Crocodile was seen in the chapter Luffy was declared the 5th Emperor, so it seems Oda does have something planned for him. I'm not sure what, but I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
But yeah. If you're willing to, but if the third act of Wano ends soon, I'll be up to talking about that and all that stuff.
Yeah, with One Piece, it's like I'm willing to do a podcast when an arc ends, because I think that would be best suited for now.
Fair enough.
Because so hopefully when this arc ends, we'll be able to do a preparation for the final arc. Like I said, because they teased that what was it, last year, that One Piece is heading towards its final arc.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's like, wow, they say that, but it's like we still got a while to go.
Oh yeah, I definitely say that's the case.
All right, well, I'm gonna wrap it up here. All right, you got anything else you want to say?
No, though. If anyone wants to check out my channel, they're more than welcome to, as I review regular manga and anime content, mainly like One Piece and My Hero. But I'm also reviewing some, the Star Wars Bad Batch series as well. And occasionally we'll discuss Boruto and maybe some Naruto arcs.
Yeah. Okay. Sometimes I hop on those.
Yeah. Particularly if you want, you can check out chapter, I think it was 52 review, in which we also discussed the return of Kishimoto. We're also joined by Chat, who has appeared on Retrospect Greg's channel, and
toss the link in live chat. Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah. But yeah. But yeah. So I am BlueStarSaber signing off, I guess.
Yep. All right. We'll talk to you guys later.
Bye-bye.